Good morning. Today is one of those mornings where I do not feel like having a smoothie, so I'm just gonna have my little sushi bowl. So I've got, let's do that again. So I've got some rice in here. I'm just gonna chop up a little bit of cucumber and, oh, this avocado does not look very good. Ooh. I'm just failing this morning, you guys. Let's see what this one looks like. Much better. I'm gonna put half of this avocado on here. Sometimes I use a quarter avocado, sometimes I use half. I'm just going to chop up a little bit of this sushi ginger. Add a little bit of sesame seeds for some, just because they look good. And boom. So I just woke up a little bit ago, and yeah, I'm gonna have a sushi bowl for breakfast. Personally, I am not someone who believes in eating no fat for weight loss. A lot of people like that have done the starch solution or other, high carb, low fat, like raw till 4 vegan diets, they'll say don't eat any fat. And I think you really just have to listen to your body. Personally, that does not work for me because I feel like I have a little bit better blood sugar if I just eat a little bit of fat. I do aim for like 80-10-10 macros, so usually if I eat some fat, it'll be like half an avocado a day. And I really like avocado because it's very high in water, and I think they're like 700 calories per pound, whereas nuts and seeds are like 27 or 2600 calories per pound. Oil is 4,000 calories per pound. So you can eat a lot more avocado, get a lot more bang for your buck, volume-wise. And avocado is just awesome. Like, who would want to live without avocado? Also, coconut is pretty low in calorie density. I think it's about the same, so it's about 700 calories per pound. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna have for breakfast. If you've been keeping up with the Get Fit With Me series, I'm vlogging every day. Like, this is every single day in succession. So today is day 5. And yeah, I'm actually not gonna do anything except for walking today, because yesterday I rode my mountain bike. I did my Couch to 5K run. I'll show you what my Garmin says. Like, this is why you can't really trust activity trackers, because I highly doubt that I burned 3,400 calories yesterday. You guys can see that. So I did a 14-mile bike ride, running about 11,000 steps, 3,400 calories. I did not get 10 hours of sleep. This thing, the only thing about the Garmin VivoFit that I don't like is that it doesn't track sleep very well, and I think the heart rate is a little over exaggerated, which is why I can't really like say that the calories are accurate. If you really wanted like very, very accurate heart rate, you would have to have a chest strap on all the time. That would suck. But I like the Garmin VivoFit better than the Fitbit. Personally, it syncs with my Garmin Connect, and I use a Garmin for my cycling too, so it all just syncs together in one app, and it's really easy, and it all shows on that one app. Alrighty, so for lunch I have just a salad with butter, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and I'm gonna put on top of here the maple mustard dressing. So this is just basically maple syrup mixed with mustard, and it's a really good dressing to put on salads and stuff. I have some potatoes in the air fryer right now, so I'm just waiting for those to be done, and I'm gonna put those on top of here. Pepper on this salad. Alright, so here are my potatoes. I'm just gonna put this on my salad. Sorry about the background noise. These guys are eating their food and they are just... This on here, there's a lot of potatoes. Ooh, that's a lot. Gonna have some of this cereal. This is one of my favorite ones just because it's pretty healthy, vegan, obviously. And I always just use the soy milk. And then I'm just gonna put my pea soup in the Instant Pot for dinner.
Got me up all night, putting things on the side. What do you have in mind? She's awake all the time. What are you trying to find? I hope this ain't a lie. 'Cause I'm vibing with all we have.
Good morning. Look at my muscles in this light. Looks kind of crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna do my Coach to 5K run. It's 90 seconds of jogging and I think 2 minutes of walking for 20 minutes.
One hell of a roller coaster. You're messing with my head. I'm ending up so clueless. What are you trying to find? I'm running with these emotions. Tell me, what do you have in mind?
All right, it is now almost noon. I haven't eaten anything yet today because I woke up really late. I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't fall back asleep, and here we are. I woke up at 8 o'clock, which usually I wake up at around 5. So I am steaming some potatoes and some broccoli in the Instant Pot, and I'm going to put the rest of this nacho cheese sauce. There's not much left. It's so sad. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about while that cooks is this concoction that helped my menstrual cycle more than anything. Other than eating high carb, low fat, it has helped it more than anything. So when I was eating high fat, high protein, my periods were horrendous, you guys. No joke. I would go through an entire box of super tampons easy. They lasted about 5 days. I had incredible cramps the first 2 days and just very, very, very heavy flow. I had to take probably 6 ibuprofen the first and the second day of my period. My breasts got extremely sore a week before my period, and my hormones just felt very, very, very out of whack. So I started drinking this tea, which is an infusion of nettle tea, oatstraw, and raspberry leaf. And I'll put more of like a recipe of what I use down below and how I make it. And I'll put some links to the different teas and how beneficial they are. But without even changing my diet, this tea, on my last period, I was drinking a liter of this every day for 30 days. And my period that came up after doing that, I did not even notice that it was coming. I had no breast tenderness. I had a pretty light flow, and I only had like mild cramps the first day, which were the first and the second day, but I didn't have to take any ibuprofen, which is tremendous for me. Now that I've changed my diet back to high carb, low fat, and I'm still drinking this tea, I only drink it about every other day now. I have no issues. I mean, no issues with my period. I do not even notice that I have it. I don't notice that it's coming. I have no cramps, no discomfort, no bloating, literally nothing. And it blows my mind because I have struggled with my period for a very long time. And I really think it's the combo of this tea and eating lower fat. So what is it about this tea? I feel like this is one of those superfoods that nobody knows about, nobody talks about, except for some people who praise it and love it. But it's basically a weed that grows, which is probably why it's not highly marketable, because it grows very easily pretty much anywhere. And It's just a super mineral, nutrient-rich tea. So 1 liter of this has about 50% of your calcium for the day. It has iron, magnesium, and a bunch of other vitamins that you can read in the link below, but I don't exactly remember. It's just so packed with nutrition, and I'm really not sure why, but I know why it's so helpful, and that is because the food system that we have is kind of messed up. So our soils from producing so much food get so depleted, especially, people keep commenting saying I say that wrong. Maybe it's a Minnesota thing. Especially minerals. So calcium, iron, magnesium, pretty much most people are deficient in because it comes through the plants from the soil. And even if you're eating animal products, like the animals are getting those minerals from the plants that they're eating. So if those plants are deficient because the soil is deficient, everybody's just kind of deficient. Calcium can be really hard to get on a standard American diet and a vegan diet, solely because of the fact that it is depleted, but also because most people are eating fortified foods. So calcium fortified foods, like most soy milk, almond milk, tofu, cereals are fortified with vitamins, and it doesn't really act the same way that it would act as like if you were eating a bunch of greens or a bunch of beans and getting your calcium and iron that way. So it doesn't absorb as properly. And somebody asked me a question about this. I personally think that the first issue is that our soils are depleted, but also we have an absorption issue. It's very hard to absorb vitamins and minerals from things that are secondary, so like fortified foods. And that's where this comes in. I just buy this in bulk off Amazon. I just get an organic kind, and I would say a huge bag of it lasts me about a month. I think a bag is maybe like 15 bucks, and it just makes me feel incredibly nourished, and just the fact that it has helped my menstrual cycle so much is enough for me. Like, it blows me away. So I just wanted to talk about this because a lot of women were asking me about hormonal issues. And yeah, if you don't want to change your diet, I personally think that high carb, low fat works the best for period issues, but I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor. That's just my personal experience. So you have to figure out what works for you. My periods are always really light and I don't notice them on high carb, low fat, but I did usually get cramps, but with this, I didn't have no cramps. If you don't want to change your diet though, and you just want to add something in and try something different, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this tea. You basically just put the dry leaves in a jar, pour hot water over it, leave it overnight. I just put some lemon in it and I drink it like iced tea, and it's great. All right, so I have 3 russet potatoes and a bunch of broccoli. Put the nacho cheese sauce on top with just a little bit of cayenne pepper, black pepper, and a tiny bit of salt. I'm gonna eat this while I watch the Joe Rogan, James Wilkes, and Chris Kessler Game Changers debate, which I'm really excited about. Okay, cat. I'm also gonna eat some dried mango. Still watching this. It is kind of just a lot of guys interrupting each other at this point, but I'm only an hour in, so we'll see if it gets better. I probably watched like an hour of that, and it was just kind of a bunch of grown men bickering back and forth, so it was really hard to follow. And yeah, I didn't really get much out of it. Derek and I are going out to dinner with my parents tonight. There's this little Mexican restaurant in town, and I know that their beans are oil-free because I've asked them about lard before, and they don't have oil in them. Sorry, I thought I had a bee in my hair, but it was just a little thorn. Because I was planting a raspberry bush earlier. Anyways, I'm gonna probably just get beans, Spanish rice, and corn tortillas and try not to eat any chips. But their chips are really good, so I might eat some. So yeah. You guys are always sitting here whining. But once I turn the camera on, you stop whining, huh? Hey, Dewey? What's going on? You wanna say hello? Hello? I also just made a soy latte because we got this little milk frother from Nespresso for free on Black Friday. So I just used an espresso pod and then some soy milk, and I added a little bit of sugar because I just really wanted to try it. But I originally got this thing so that I could make hot chocolate in like an instant. Plus it was free. So yeah, I just felt like having a latte. It's really good. Soy milk froths so well. Still haven't left yet. I'm just drinking some homemade kombucha. And I just got a Miami fruit box. All of this probably isn't ripe yet, but I'll be eating this over the next week. So we got some guabana or soursop. Teeny tiny bananas. Look how small these are. Oh my gosh. Sugar apple, I think. I can't remember what this is called either. There are some dragon fruits in here. Black sapote, which is really good if you've never had it. It tastes like pudding, like chocolate pudding. My favorite fruit in the world other than mango and lychees. So longans, lychees, and mangoes are my favorite fruits. These are longans, and then these guys are rambutans. Got some key limes. Avocado. These are like the huge avocados. We got a passion fruit. I actually have a passion fruit vine outside. It just is a baby. It hasn't produced anything yet. These are sapodilla. Bubba, nobody's out there. This is canistel, I think, or egg fruit, which is tastes like, well, it doesn't taste like egg yolk, but it has the consistency of egg yolk. Some more bananas. Another black sapote, and then some more rambutans.